Hello friends, can you see this car? This car is the Bugatti Veyron 16.4. The Bugatti Veyron 16.4. 16.4 means 16 cylinders it has got. And it has got 4 turbochargers. This car clocks 431 kilometer per hour. So that's the speed of this car, one of the fastest cars, the Bugatti Veyron. Now you can see how mathematics is actually used to calculate various things here. For example, when I say 16 cylinders, now note one cylinder capacity, the cylinder volume of the cylinder is pi r square h. So when you take a cylinder like this with a certain radius and a height, the volume is equal to pi r square h. Now r is called as this diameter is called as a bore of the cylinder. So in this case the formula would be pi into the diameter by 2, that is the bore by 2 the whole square, into the height. Height is the stroke. Why height is a stroke? Because suppose this is a cylinder and this is coming down by height h. So overall this much fuel is what is injected inside. So pi r square h will give you the cylinder volume, and the total engine displacement would give you the cylinder volume multiplied with the number of cylinders. So one cylinder volume you multiplied with the number of cylinders. So here in this engine it has got 16 cylinders. So it's going to get multiplied with 16. Now this is directly related to the power of the engine. The more cylinders, the more the power of the engine. Usually in our cars we will have around 4 cylinders or sometimes even 6 cylinders. The Lexus or anything, it will have 6 cylinders, or maximum passenger cars will have around 8 cylinders. This has got 16 cylinders and it also has a turbocharger. Now turbocharger is further other device. It's something like something which forces extra air. It's like a turbine. A turbine driven we call it. Instead of turbine driven we say turbocharger. So it forces extra air, extra compressed air into the combustion chamber. Now the more air intake, the more fuel is burnt effectively. So more air, more fuel is burnt at a certain time, so naturally more power. So in this case, anything which has got turbocharger, you can see that it is going to take more fuel and therefore more power. Now what exactly I am trying to tell you in this case is a concept of slope here. Let me now explain to you the concept of slope. So suppose we are talking about 2 cars going at a certain speed. So imagine this axis I am going to show you as time axis. Say you are taking a scale, so I am taking this as 1 hour. 4 divisions is taken as 1 hour, so every hour is a quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So these are hours, and assume that these are speeds in kilometer per hour. Say 25, so 100 kilometer per hour, or let's take something like this. This is 200 kilometer per hour, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 400 kilometer per hour. 400 kilometers, sorry. So this is distance. So our Bugatti Veyron would travel approximately around 400 kilometers in 1 hour. So the graph of that, it's going to be something like this. Imagine this is the point. In 1 hour, it's gone here. On the other hand, a passenger car would have probably traveled only around maybe in 1 hour 120 kilometers or so. So somewhere here, I'll show it in a different color for you. So this is the Bugatti, this is the regular car, regular family car. So in 1 hour, the family car has traveled 120 kilometers, is the maximum we can go. So the x coordinate is going to be 1 and the y coordinate is going to be, so we say something like 1 and 120, while as this one is going to be 1 and 400. Now, of course, both start from the origin 0, 0. So when you find the slope of the first one, which we'll call YB, Bugatti, and Y, say Corolla or Yaris. Let's call Yaris. This is Yaris. This has got 4 cylinders, no turbo. This has got 16 cylinders and 4 turbo. So you can see that when I take the slope y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, I would get here 400 minus 0 by 1 minus 0, which would be 400. So 400 kilometer per hour. That would give you the speed. Whereas in this case, if I take the slope of the Yaris car, that's going to be 120 minus 0 by 1 minus 0, which is 120 kilometer per hour. So higher the slope, more is going to be the speed of the car. So in math, one of the key points is actually looking for patterns. So always, whenever you are studying something in math, your key feature should be look for a pattern. In this case, the slope is the pattern. Now what actually is the slope? Slope is the vertical change upon the horizontal change. Now you can plot anything you want. The slope of each line is the ratio of the change in the vertical units to the change in horizontal units. So the slope of line indicates its steepness. In this case, it also indicates the average speed in kilometer per hour. The average speed in kilometer per hour. So you can compare various slopes, and depending upon how it is, the line, so there are, suppose I show line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see that M4, the slope of the fourth line, is greater than 3, greater than 2, greater than 1. So more the inclination, it depends upon this angle. Vertical change by horizontal change. So higher the slope means the vertical change is much, much faster. On the other hand, when you take about a simple horizontal line, it has got no slope at all. So when a horizontal line, when you take, we say that no slope means the y does not change at all. The y is a constant. So such a function would be called as a constant function. So how do you find the slope of a line? The formula is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So let me elaborate a little bit more on the slope. We have different cases here. The first case is a horizontal line. So the slope of this is 0. The second case, a line like this, where this makes an acute angle. Acute angle means it's got a positive slope. And in this case, if this has got obtuse angle, slope is negative. And finally, a vertical line, the slope is infinity. So these are 4 different cases: the horizontal line, the acute angle, the obtuse, as well as infinity slope. Because in this case, slope is tan of the angle, so tan 90 is not defined. Or y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, since x is same, it is like dividing with 0, that's why it is not defined. That's the idea of slope which I wanted to explain to you in this video. Thank you for watching.